Hi friends, I'm Jennifer from DecorSauce, and today I'm going to be showing you how to remove a ceiling fan like the one above me here and replace it with a really cool light fixture. So the first thing that you're going to do when you mess with anything involving electricity is turn off the power to the main breaker. This is the main breaker, and I know my breaker is for this one is number 32. So I'm going to flip it off, and then I'm going to go inside and double check it with a meter to make sure that I actually have the power turned off. Okay, so after we get the power shut off on the outside, then we're going to remove our switch plate cover, which I already took the screws out. And then we're going to use our little voltage meter or tester just to make sure that we're not hot. And then we're going to remove the screws for our switch here. We're going to be replacing the switch because this one is the speed control for the ceiling fan, and we aren't going to be using a ceiling fan anymore. So never touch an outlet. You're not sure if the power is off with two hands. Once you make sure that you have no power to your ceiling fan, the next thing you're going to do is remove all the light bulbs and also the glass globes. The glass globes have screws on the sides, like this. You just loosen them all while you're holding on to the glass shade so that you make sure that you don't drop them. Okay, so the next thing you want to do after you've removed the glass globes and the light bulbs is you're going to want to take off the fan blades. Now, it's not necessary, you don't have to take off the fan blades to uninstall the ceiling fan, but it is going to remove a lot of the weight and just make it easier for me to get up in there and remove the base, the motor from the ceiling. So I'm going to take my little Phillips head screwdriver and I'm going to remove all these fan blades. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move this ring that's attached to the ceiling or that it's on the ceiling. It hides the screws for the ceiling fan base, and there's one on each side. So we're going to unscrew those. So now that you've removed your screws on your decorative cover here, you can see the wires, they're exposed right here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to disconnect well, first of all, we're going to check it and make sure that there's no power to it, which I already did. And then we're going to disconnect the power supply or these wires from the ceiling fan. Okay, so there's one of two ways that you can remove this from the ceiling. First of all, you can just unscrew it. If you have someone helping you or a couple people helping you, support the weight, and you can actually get to it. You can swing the whole motor over and try to get into these screws here on the ceiling to remove the whole apparatus. If not, another way you can do it is actually, if you see here, there's a couple of screws and a cotter pin there. You can undo the screws, pull the cotter pin, and this whole base will come down, just leaving this on the ceiling, and that's another way you can do it as well. So we're going to loosen it by the cotter pins first, and then we're going to loosen it from the ceiling just because it will enable us to get to these screws a little bit easier without having to yank this over to an angle, but do whatever works the best and is easiest for you. So now that we have the ceiling fan removed and it's time to deal with the switch. So we had a speed control switch here, and we're going to add a regular switch and also an outlet in the other side. So when this house was built, there was two switches here. One was the control for the ceiling fan, and then one was a switch leading to nothing. So we're going to take that switch that was leading to nothing, use that for the new light fixture. And just because I have a 2-gang box here, we're going to add an outlet just because it'll be great for me to have for vacuuming or whatever. If you are interested in how to hook up a switch, please visit my links below in the description box. I have a tutorial on how to replace a light switch down there. We installed the plate for the new light fixture, and I'll show you what that looks like, just like this. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Your box that you removed your original light fixture from will have a place for 2 screws, and your new plate can just go right up on there. Now it's time to attach the new light fixture, and for that, as you can see, we've got 3 different wires here. We have a copper wire, which is the ground. We have a black wire and a white wire. The red here is capped, and that's because that's where your ceiling fan used to be, so that will just stay capped like it is. And then we will attach the black to black, white to white, and ground to ground. chandeliers are all wired up. Now you push on your light fixture and you get it over the little screws and secure it with the little nuts that came with the chandelier. Now that our fixture is nice and tight and hung from the ceiling exactly where we want it, there you go, and all tightened up, it's time to add the beading and also check the electricity and make sure we have everything wired properly. Beautiful French provincial chandelier is all installed, as you can see behind me, and I am absolutely obsessed with the way it looks. I love it. And here it is on. Taking down a ceiling fan is so easy, guys. I really hope I inspired you to take down an ugly eyesore ceiling fan in your house. We have ceiling fans in every bedroom here because it's Florida, but we actually use them to sleep. So I was really excited to remove one of the ceiling fans from a room that we do not use it in. And one other thing I wanted to mention to you too, I used crystal LED bulbs, and they are actually made of real crystal, but they're LED, so they do not get hot. And I just thought the chandelier, because it's not on a lot, that the crystal bulbs would just add a little bling or a little glitz to it, even when it's not on, and actually especially when it's not on. So I will post the links to the crystal light bulbs in the description box below as well. I also have them in my kitchen chandelier that is just an open, it's just an open chandelier, but it's also got crystal bulbs, and it just gives that extra something. I really hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how to rip out an ugly ceiling fan and replace it with a beautiful light fixture, and that this video inspires you to tackle your own DIY project of any sort this weekend. As I mentioned before, all the products are in the description box and the links below, as well as other videos that might be of interest to you, including how to replace a light switch, since I know I skipped over that in this video. Also, feel free to visit my website at DecorSauce.com. There's exclusive content and house tours on there. Something you can do to help me out is to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Doing those 3 things tells the YouTube algorithms who might be interested in these videos and helps me to keep these videos and this channel going. Thank you so much for watching, and have a happy DIY.